the story that Knight is telling, or the theme that he's touching on in the movie, is that older people are often are scary when you're a kid. I think I have memories of my grandmother, who I loved and had a great relationship with, but also when you're so young and you see someone so old, it's jarring. And I think The Visit is really about that. The Visit is particularly about two children, a brother and sister, and they go to see their grandparents, and things start off very well, but they do not end that way. The two kids in The Visitor are brought to their grandparents' house, and their grandparents' house is in the middle of nowhere, and there's not a lot of I think there's only one phone, and there's not a lot of cell service where they are, and so they're really cut off, which initially seems like a good thing for kids. Like they're going to have time to play and talk, play outside and talk to each other, and not get caught up in their devices. But eventually that leads to very bad things happening to them. The cool thing about The Visit is the conceit is that the person making it is a film student and is interested in the history of movies and interested in how to make movies, so that there's a real thoughtful kind of deliberate way the movie is shot, and the composition is incredible. And so it's not just catch as catch can, haphazard catching action, but that it's really, it's built into the story that she's thinking about how she's shooting the movie. And of course, she is Knight, so it's very striking to see a movie that's a mock doc that's shot and it's kind of beautiful to look at, which is very unusual. I think one of the reasons the movie works is that he chose actors who are not famous. It's very hard to have a found footage movie or a mock documentary and have famous actors, because it's like, wait a second, how did I've seen this person before? They're an actor, they're not a person. So I feel like the suspension of disbelief has really helped when you have actors you haven't seen before. When we do Paranormal Activity movies, there's never, all the people in those movies have been in either very little or nothing at all, so it feels authentic. And Knight did that with The Visit, and I feel like one of the strongest things about the movie is the performances, and it's particularly amazing because he got these performances out of people who aren't recognizable. What I loved about The Visit is it's scary and keeps you on the edge of your seat, but also there's a lot of moments that are really funny and that you laugh at. And it's not a horror comedy. It's a straight scary movie, but there's a lot of fun injected into it, and that's what I loved about it. And that's very rare and very hard to do. It's hard to put jokes in a horror movie and keep the tone scary.